Appreciate it. Next up, we have a man who is well known within the Republican organization, a hardworking gentleman and a friend of mine, Mr. Jimmy Dieterich.
Hi, I'm Jim Dieterich. I want to thank Pastor Patrick for allowing us to be here today. I too, like Ron, feel God has blessed this country tremendously. As a former firefighter, I always thank our military. Thank you, gentlemen. Firefighters and police officers, they do the rest of it here and keep us free and cover us when we're in danger, and they get us out and keep us alive. I'm 59 years old. My wife and I just celebrated our 38th anniversary. We have 2 kids raised. They're both professionals. One's a fitter, one's a dental hygienist. We have 6 grandkids and a new baby great-granddaughter here just recently. I've spent my entire life as a volunteer. I've coached. I've won 6 race committees. One of them's a Quad City Marathon. I'm a precinct committeeman. I say my life has been one of service and volunteerism, and we raised our family that way. It's important to be a volunteer and to stand up for God, family, and country. And we instill that with our family very much. One of the reasons I ran, a lot of the points have already been touched, is transparency. If any of you have been to a county board meeting, we say the pledge, we have a prayer, and it's everybody stand out in the hallway for 20, 30 minutes to whenever Bonzac and the boys feel like you can come back in and be part of humanity and part of the voting process and procedures of Rockland County. That's wrong. Unless the discussion is something that's so vile that it cannot be discussed out openly, we all know it's going to be eventually come out. Former State's Attorney Taranis is a perfect example. It will come out. You can discuss somebody by their clock number and leave it at that. But we don't need to be treated like children in the room and shuttled out. Those people answer to us. Everyone here is a taxpayer, and we have the right, not the privilege, the right to know what's going on in this county. That's why we're running. We are running to get this back. We need civility. We need transparency. We need voter participation in the process. We need to be at meetings. We need to have committee meetings published. There's gentlemen in this room right now that are on the county board that basically got stonewalled at a meeting, was ran through in 8 minutes, a sitting board member, and then they sat there stone silent until they'd left the room. Common sense tells you so they could reopen the meeting and discuss what they wanted because they didn't want these men to know what was going on. That is not right. That is our right to know what's going on by our elected officials in this country. I pledge, as we all will, I will not vote for a tax increase. I want contracts to be bid. I want nepotism is something that just really irks me. I have a history. My father was a sheriff from 1954 to 58, or county treasurer, and sheriff from 58 to 62 in this county. As a young child, I saw what goes on in this county, and it made my father sick. He was a Democrat on the ballot, and he could not stand what was going on. He himself wants us, every one of his kids is a conservative. 5 children raised by a Democratic office holder, and all of his kids are conservatives. That tells you something of how bad this county is when it's so reversed, when you were raised in that atmosphere that it's nauseated you that you leave it. And I think we all should stand up and take notice of that. One of the things, obviously, I'm not going to vote for any pay raises. I want contracts. Look at Niabe Zoo for an example. That was stonewalled through. Mr. Rockwell did that on his own, told everybody to shut up. He was very disrespectful to many county board members at the meeting. He's an elected official. He is not to conduct himself like that. He is to be polite. He doesn't have to be totally tolerant, but he can be a gentleman when he's at the meeting. If he wants to be disrespectful, he can do it somewhere else, but not while he's on our dime at a public meeting. In respect, like everyone knows how I feel about my veterans. I am very proud of them. I do several organizations to support veterans. I would like to issue a challenge to as many as possible. We've all heard of the Wounded Warrior Project. I pledge to give $20 of my pay at least to support the wounded warriors that keep us free. Mr. Ramirez saw many of them. Mr. Albrecht saw them. Mr. Camper's seen them, and there's many other veterans in here. Mr. Gager. Lots of them. And I think these families, whether you agree with what they're there for or not, they need our support. And we need your support and your vote. Thank you.